Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
And I'm Tiffany.
And welcome back to our channel, The Villages Experience. And it's hard to believe this is the last week of April 2024. In just a few short days, we will have been villagers, full-time villagers that is, for 5 full months.
It is so hard to believe we've been here 5 months. Well, in a way, it feels like we moved here forever ago.
Yep.
And then sometimes it feels like yesterday, thinking about everything that we've done in those 5 months. So we're going to celebrate those 5 months today by imparting all of our wisdom that we have learned since we have started living in the villages.
Yeah, I mean, after you live in the villages for 5 months, you are an absolute expert. So we know everything there is to know about the villages. Not. So what are we going to talk about today in this video?
So today we're actually going to give you our 5 don'ts of living in the villages.
Yeah, these are the 5 things or the 5 don'ts that we wish we would have known prior to our actual lifestyle visit. So if you haven't seen those videos yet, go check them out. We have a whole series of doing our lifestyle visit. We have videos of us purchasing our house, doing our closing day experience. So make sure you hit the notification bell and smash the thumbs up and leave us a comment and let us know, are you already living in the villages, or are you dreaming about moving to the villages and becoming a full-time villager, or maybe just a part-time villager too? So what is our number 1 don't that we wish we'd have known before we moved to the villages?
Number 1, don't believe everything that you hear about the villages.
Absolutely, whether it be positive or negative, including from us, right?
Right.
Because we don't know everything. We're just 2 people sharing our life experience with you, and your experience may vary, right?
Yes, I love that. We need to have like a warning label on the bottom of our video. Your experience may vary. But we've heard, I think you can hear whatever you want to hear. You
Right.
can hear a lot of positive or you can hear a lot of negative.
Yep.
So I know when we were looking at the villages, well, we actually weren't even considering the villages.
Exactly. Yeah. So to rewind just a little bit for those of you who don't know who we are, Tiffany and I were empty nesters, and when our only son was getting ready to graduate college a few years ago, we sold our house that we lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. We bought a motorhome and traveled around the country for a few years, and we actually own a property only about 30 minutes away from the villages, but yet we only really came to the villages once, maybe twice during that time frame, just to show some other friends. We had heard all the rumors about the villages, and we kind of built up those walls and said, we don't want any part of that. So didn't mean to step on what you were saying, but just kind of give you a bit of background about what we did. So we were not considering the villages at first.
Correct. We had looked at so many other 55 plus retirement communities in Florida. We had decided on Florida.
Yep.
And then we're trying to narrow it down from there. But not until we saw Peter Santanella's video on the villages did we say, hey, we need to check that out. So it presented a lot of information.
Yep.
Most of it was positive.
Yep.
We know not everything's perfect, but you get what you look for.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, you're going to hear a lot of wild, crazy rumors out there about the villages, and you're going to hear a lot of positive things about the villages as well, too. We try to produce positive content, even though, everything in life may not always be positive, but we try to put a positive spin on it or find the positive in that. So definitely consider the source. And, there's a lot of people that will come to the villages that do not live here, and they'll try to do some type of sensational type video and try to the whole laundry list of those things that you might hear. Some of the rumors, you hear about loofahs in the villages. And if you don't know what I mean, just Google the villages, Florida, and loofahs, and you can figure it out for yourself. Or these other kind of wackadoodle things. And they'll get a lot of hits on it because they're trying to just do something for the clicks, right? So the first step is, consider who the source is. And we're big fans of Peter Santanella. If you've never watched any of his videos, one of the best YouTubers out there by far. He films everything just on a GoPro, and he goes all around the globe, but especially here in the United States over the last couple of years, he's been traveling everywhere, and he goes into every single community, and he tries to break down those myths and kind of find out from the people that actually live there, kind of what's the truth, what's myth and what's fact versus fiction. So definitely consider your source, and hopefully we're just one of those sources for you, but you should take everything that we say with a grain of salt because, again, your experience may vary.
That's right.
So before we get to our second don't, just a couple of other things to kind of clarify about don't believe everything that you hear about the Villages, especially the negative stuff. So again, if you don't know about the Villages, Florida and loofahs, just Google it and you'll figure it out pretty darn quick. But that's the biggest rumor that everybody hears. And I can tell you, I think we both can tell you, in the 5 months that we've lived here, I've never seen a single loofah. Have you?
No.
Except for that one guy who decorated his golf cart completely with loofahs and had a whole sign on that. And if you haven't seen that video, we do have a video of the Halloween golf cart parade, so you can go see what I'm talking about. That's the only golf cart I've seen with a single loofah on it. And we've been to every single town square multiple times. We've been to multiple rec centers, our neighborhood, everywhere we drive, the grocery stores. I have never seen a single darn loofah.
I know, maybe we should go on a loofah hunt one day.
Hey, that might be a good idea, all right?
Yeah.
And we'll see if we can find them, and if we do, we'll document which color they are, and maybe if the people around will ask them, hey, why do you have a loofah on your golf cart or your car? Let us know if you want us to see us do that type of video in the future.
The other thing to really consider is this, I mean, the Villages is about 150,000 strong right now.
Yep.
So anything of that magnitude or that size, it's like its own city.
Yeah.
I mean, we cover 3 counties, so you're going to have, with that many people, you're going to have many different lifestyles, you're going to have many different types of people.
Right.
So there's a little bit of everything, and it's what you choose to focus on. So really make sure you do your research. You know, you can look at what the Villages offers on their website when you come to visit. Facebook, you'll see a lot of negative on Facebook, but you'll see a lot of positive information as well. And then just watching YouTube, and however we can help out in that, and just come experience it for yourself and make a well-researched decision.
And just to follow up on one thing that you said there about being like a city and being that we cover 3 counties, think about it. Wherever you live across the United States, you live in a county. How many different cities or how many different towns are in your county? Well, we have 3 counties, so the Village is pretty darn big. And again, that's why somebody that lives up in the north part of the Villages may have a totally different experience than someone that lives down here in the south part of the Villages, or the folks that are moving into the brand new area over by Eastport and Moultrie Creek. The Villages will be expanding for another 30 years. So that whole idea, it's like that it's just this one bubble that when you drive in, that it's one size fits all. That's another thing that's untrue as well too. It's big, it's vast, and there's a lot of things for a lot of folks. And so, yeah, just to reemphasize on what Tiffany said many, many times, you'll find what you're looking for. So if you want to come here and have a lot of fun and meet awesome people, you can do that. But if you want to look for the negative, you can find the negative as well.
Yes. The second don't of living in the Villages is don't feel pressured right away to make major purchases.
Absolutely, especially if you move into a brand new village or a brand new neighborhood like we did. Because when you first move into a new neighborhood, that first month or two, you're going to have everybody come knocking on your door to sell you lawn service or do landscaping, or they want to sell you a pool or a water softener. All the people are going to come around and say, the water's horrible, so you need a whole house filtration system for your water. So again, these are salespeople. They're going to come tell you either the negatives or the positive. That's how you sell somebody. You either sell them on the dream or you sell them on the fear. So don't be in a major hurry. I mean, there's going to be people going to want to install gutters, or the list just goes on and on and on and on. And not only will they knock on your door, your mailbox is going to be filled full of junk mail, and some of it will look pretty legitimate, and maybe we'll save that for a different video about don't get scammed by the junk mail. But don't just be in a major rush to go out and spend more money. Go through that experience, enjoy your closing day, get moved in, get settled, take everybody's cards, but then ask your neighbors, ask your friends, ask people that you meet when you're out and about the Villages who they use before making those major purchases. Because we have been kind of holding off on one major purchase, right?
Yes.
And what's that?
The golf cart?
Yeah. We really want a golf cart, but I mean, let's face it, everything just keeps going up and up and up in price. And if you're going to buy a brand new golf cart right now in the Villages, you're going to spend easily 10 to 20 grand. We've met some of you that spent well north of 20 grand.
Yeah.
And that was after you'd purchased a golf cart that you really didn't like, and then you went out and bought this one. So while we really do want a golf cart, and we're getting close, we've been test driving a lot, and we're going to be making a decision on that very, very soon. We just haven't felt compelled to rush out and spend that money immediately because we want to make sure we get the right golf cart that works for us not only now, but in the future as well. And I can tell you, since we moved in here, some of our neighbors, the first thing they had delivered was a golf cart before they even had any furniture. Yeah. And some of those neighbors don't even drive their golf carts around. But then we got other neighbors, they literally drive their golf cart around our neighborhood multiple times a day, and they're always out and about. So golf carts are cool, golf carts are awesome. We're going to get one, but that's a lot to consider, especially if you're going to spend $10,000 to $20,000.
Right. We've met a few of you that have said that you bought gas and you turned it in and got an electric, and then we've met some of you that said you got electric and now you're wanting to buy gas.
Yep.
So just making sure what your lifestyle is going to be and how you travel and where you want to go in the villages. I will say that our friends here that play golf
oh yeah, definitely
do use their golf carts almost every day.
And you know who you are, and you guys are awesome. And they're not full-timers. They're only here part-time, actually, and we don't get to see them that often because when they come, they immediately go to that golf cart. They have an early tee time, and they book it. So we'll be getting together hopefully in the near future, and maybe we'll see them a lot more this summer, I think. Yeah.
And the other thing, again, like Michael said, to talk to your neighbors. We have one neighbor a couple houses down who's getting everything done to his house.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what he has not gotten done. He's replacing
everything.
Countertops. He's got landscaping, lighting, gutter, like sound, light. He's everything. And so he's awesome and has let people like just come in and see what it looks like, see the quality of the work. You can ask them, so I'm sure wherever you move in the villages, you're going to have neighbors that are very helpful like that.
And a lot of you have reached out to us either on the comments below or through social media to ask us, who do we use for this or who did we use for that? And we really haven't answered that for multiple reasons. Number one, we want to make sure we have a really good experience, not just with the purchase of it, but what's kind of the customer service, kind of that longevity of it, not just that on that day of purchasing, but a week later, a month later, 6 months later. So we're working on something so that we can kind of share who we used with you, but again, your experience may vary. So thank you to everybody that keeps asking us, and that we feel honored that you want to know who we use for certain things, but just don't feel comfortable right now putting that out there until we know for sure that we have a good long-term experience, not just the purchase experience.
Right.
So the third don't of moving to the villages is don't under budget.
That's right. So when you are looking to move into the villages, if you're using a villages sales agent or probably an MLS realtor as well, you'll get kind of a breakdown of the cost of what it costs to live here. And these are your basic expenses, your amenity fees, what it costs for trash, your bond, your sewer, your water, your gas, your electric. But most of them are just averages or approximations.
So if you haven't seen that video already, we did do a video after our first full month, and we share with you not only that spreadsheet, but we share with you our actual costs and what we spent at that moment in time. And that video's got almost 300,000 views already. So if you haven't seen that video, link in the description below. And we said back then at our 6-month anniversary, we would do a whole nother video, share with you what we spent not only for the 6 months, but we'd break it down month by month on all those topics that Tiffany mentioned, plus all the other things like buying a golf cart or eating out or entertainment or whatever it might be. And so, spoiler alert, I can tell you that we are way over budget on the spreadsheet what the villages actually gives you. But we figured out a few things that I think might be interesting to kind of see what we spent our money on here at our 6-month anniversary. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know when that video posts, plus any video that we have come out.
Don't number 4 of living in the villages is don't buy a western-facing lanai.
Absolutely. Whether
you have a back lanai on a designer home or you have the front lanai like on the patio villas, really be cognizant of which way it is facing. So you know that I like it cold. If you don't know that, if you're new here, I like it cold. And so thinking about that afternoon sun, just from what we've experienced or what we've seen, especially when we go on our walks,
Right.
The afternoon sun can be brutal, just beating in on, is it from the west?
Yes, yeah. The sun rises in the east, it sets in the west. So, yeah.
I told you last time I was directionally challenged. And you also have to think about not just the lanai,
Yeah.
but if you have like a large bank of windows down one side of your house, which way are those facing? Is the sun coming directly in to your living room, your dining room, and your bedroom all afternoon? So it'll really not help your air conditioning bills.
Yeah, if you're looking at the Village's website about all their new homes for sale, the homes that have an eastern-facing lanai typically sell the first. The ones that have a western-facing lanai are usually the last ones to go. And so when we chose our patio villa, which we have a front covered lanai with a separate golf cart garage right there, kind of in that direction is east. And so the sun's going to rise that way and then go over here and set behind us. So behind the camera, you can't see right now, but there's a whole bank of windows. And so, yeah, we get a little bit of sunlight that comes in, just a sliver there. But the way that golf cart garage is set up, we're not getting full sun on our front lanai, and we're not getting full sun into our living space right here. So the sun will go across, it will set back there on the other side where we really don't have any windows on that wall. And I think it's definitely helped us kind of keep this cooler. Because like Tiffany said, on our walks, we've walked around and we've seen some other folks have the exact same patio villa model as us. And we have the Emerald, by the way, that they're on a corner or they're flipped the other way. And all the windows that are over there are facing the west and their lanai's facing the west. And we've seen the AC, the air conditioning companies out there already in March and April. So I can't even imagine how warm those homes might get in the summer. So we'll see how ours does in the summer, but so far, so good, right?
We are really pleased with the way Michael made sure of that when we bought it, of the way that it's positioned with the sun. I think we might have learned a few lessons in the RV and the motorhome of how to face a certain way to make sure that you're getting the best insulation that you can and not get all the heat that you don't want, especially in Florida. But do you have a western facing lanai in the Villages? Do you already live here? Is it that bad? That's from our observations.
Right.
And so let us know in the comments below if you have a western facing lanai and what it's like. All right, number 5 is don't wait till it's too late to move to the Villages. Or like Michael always says,
don't wait until you're 88. I mean, none of us are guaranteed to live to 88. Matter of fact, no one on my side of the family has ever lived past their early 80s. So, it's not looking too good for me to hit 88. So if we wait to 88, we'd never be in the Villages. But it does give us some hope that we've met a lot of folks that are 88 and older or 100 and older. And hopefully with all the activities that we're doing, our daily walks, there's something here for everybody at the Villages. So hopefully, we got some runway there to maybe make it to 88.
I know, this Florida sunshine, that's one of the reasons we chose to come here. Like, do what makes you happy. We wanted to be happy before we were 88.
Exactly.
So, we're not even retired yet, but we're going to go ahead and start doing what makes us happy. You might see, do more of what makes you happy. That's just one of our mantras. So you're an adult, you're a grown adult. Do what makes you happy. If you want to move to the Villages, move to the Villages. Doesn't matter what other people think.
So going back to that very first point, or that very first don't believe everything that you hear, positive or negative. Do your own research, make your own decision, and if you want to move to the Villages, don't wait till you're 88 or
don't wait till it's too late.
So hopefully this video was helpful. We had a whole laundry list of things that we came up with about the don'ts, but we narrowed it down to 5. Maybe you've got some of your own don'ts, especially if they're kind of fun and positive. Let us know in the comments below, and maybe we'll do a follow-up video.
We hope you have an awesome, awesome week, and we will see you in the next video.
Woohoo! Bye.